Hello, lovelies. It's your star girl once again. Yeah, my name is Cassie. I'm a songwriter and music artist. Welcome back to the Cassie Enquiry. In part 7, the final and concluding part of this most incisive, educative, and historic analysis of a very important issue in Nigeria's creative space. Chief Tony Okoroji, master of Nigeria's copyright evolution, not only speaks about the challenges created by the former Attorney General of the Federation, Mr. Abubakar Malami, but makes demands on the actions that must urgently be taken to resolve the private copy levy palaver and chaos and other copyright issues, so as to have sustained stability and transparency in the Nigerian creative industry.
Yes, we'll go back to your question. In the last several weeks, the Nigerian creative industry has practically been on fire. Apparently, the Nigerian Customs Service has released funds collected under the private copy levy scheme, which we first introduced to Abubakar Malami. It has become clear that a sum of 1.2 billion naira has been allocated to the NCC under the leadership of John Hussein to MCSN, Malami's Special Purpose Vehicle, the leadership of which played no role in developing the scheme and which does not have the database or structure to manage the scheme. The development has sparked a lot of questions and agitations within the creative industry. Among the many questions being asked are: one, how much on the whole has the Customs Service collected with regards to the private copy levy scheme? Two, how much has the NCC received from the Customs Service with regards to the private copyright levy scheme? And three, how was the money received by the NCC from the private copy levy scheme be shared to ensure that it equitably reaches all rightful beneficiaries, and of course for who, where, and when was it decided on how the money is to be shared?
Important questions, true.
But let me say that we warn everybody that karma is not done. As the Abubakar Malami experience shows, all those who think that they are smart and are feeding fat at the expense of Nigerian musicians and the music industry will surely pay dearly for their dreams.
Definitely.
I want to say to you that we've been unflinching, unwavering, and unapologetic in building and maintaining CUSA and ensuring that CUSA is a world standard institution and a first class organization that protects and promotes the rights of creative people in the Nigerian music industry and the music industry across the world. We have done this with utmost transparency. Without doubt, CUSON is the most solid and formidable organization the Nigerian creative industry has ever built.
True.
Every single year since the incorporation of CUSON, we have had our accounts professionally audited.
I give it to Christian.
Recently, CUSON invited one of the most respected accounting firms in the world. I didn't say accounting firms in Nigeria, but accounting firms in the world, and subjected itself to a complete 7-month forensic audit, something no other organization in the history of the Nigerian creative industry has ever done. COSON has distributed hundreds of millions of naira in copyright royalties to music industry stakeholders spread across the country in a most transparent manner. In the era of the 2020 COVID-19 lockdown, COSON sent badly needed money to its members across the country. Every year in the last 3 years, Coulson has distributed palliative royalties to thousands of musicians across the country. Unfortunately, a man like Abubakar Malami, who should protect us, was told that Coulson is a gold mine. So he began to work assiduously with some fraudsters, bad fraudsters within our industry to appropriate the organization for themselves and their friends. We have had to deploy the law
Okay.
like no other organization in the history of Nigeria to form a bulwark against the people in and out of government whose modus operandi has been to grab everything in Nigeria for themselves, their friends, and families.
Family.
With no thought of the other people in Nigeria, the young people of our nation, our children and grandchildren. To them, we have said, no way. We have been to practically every court, everywhere in the land, and held our heads high. Without the decisions of those distinguished judges of the courts who remain committed to truth and justice. COSOM, this great pan-Nigerian organization that has become the nation's most formidable agent of strength, unity, progress, and growth for the creative industry in Nigeria, will since have been sucked dry and wiped away. I remember being warned to get out of the way or I'll be crushed by the power of the state. I have made it clear that I'm prepared to lay down my life in the defense of the rights of the creative people of Nigeria. It is my firm belief that no great nation on earth has been built by cowards. We have been investigated and investigated and investigated. I'm proud to say that nowhere has anyone in the leadership of COSOM been found to have taken 1 naira that does not belong to him. What is good for the goose is also appropriate for the gander.
Yeah.
That is why at COSOM we make the following 10 demands. Number one,
Okay.
that to make certain that there is sanity and there is stability in the Nigerian creative industry going forward, the federal government must intervene immediately and ensure that the scam machine foisted on the Nigerian music industry by Mr. Abubakar Malami, the immediate past Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, to enable him, his friends and cohorts, to siphon money belonging to innocent Nigerian musicians and other creative people is dismantled immediately. Two, that to ensure that the funds resulting from the private copy levy scheme are not frittered away or rapidly stolen. The federal government should immediately request that no penny resulting from the scheme is shared or spent by anyone forthwith until an equitable process for the distribution of the funds between the various right owners is determined in an open and transparent manner. Three, that the purported approval license given to Musical Copyright Society Nigeria to collect royalties on behalf of innocent Nigerian musicians by Mr. Abubakar Malami, the immediate past Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, without following due process, be immediately annulled in the same manner that the earlier approval license given to MCSN was annulled by President Olusegun Obasanjo. Four, that the 7 criminal cases at the Federal High Court instituted against MCSN and its officers, which under bizarre circumstances were stalled by the immediate past Attorney General of the Federation, be reopened and fully prosecuted by the Nigerian Copyright Commission, or in the alternative, by a private prosecutor appointed by the Attorney General of the Federation. Five, that a thorough forensic audit of MCSM be mandated and carried out by a notable auditing firm to determine who received what from the 2.7 billion naira obtained from multi-choice and all the other funds that have been collected by MCSN as royalties on behalf of Nigerian musicians, the music industry, and the foreign right owners. Six, that a thorough forensic audit of the Nigerian Copyright Commission be conducted to establish that the funds allocated to the commission have been justifiably utilized. Seven, that the proper investigation of the sources of income of the leadership of MCSN be carried out without delay. Eight, that after over 7 years of implementing the agenda of Mr. Abubakar Malami, Mr. John Hussein, who has multiple petitions hanging on his neck, be relieved of his position as Director General of the Nigerian Copyright Commission without delay, and an even-handed person be appointed to head the commission. And nine, that all members of COSON should be warned that the recent desperate campaign of the leadership of MCSN asking right owners to join their discredited organization is to use them to cover up their long-standing deception and daylight robbery of the funds belonging to the musicians of Nigeria. And 10, that no member of COSON should answer the call of the shameless, distressed, and factionalized leadership of PIMAN, which fraudulently sold the land allocated by the government to build the PIMAN Plaza in Abuja and pocketed the money and is now looking for Nigerian musicians to use as pawns in his fraudulent marriage with the leadership of MCSN to further defraud the musicians of Nigeria of billions of naira belonging to them. At the end of the day, I'll let you know that COSON will continue to assure its thousands of members and affiliates across the nation and its reciprocal representation partners across the world that COSON will continue to forcefully defend their rights and that transparency and accountability will continue to be watchwords at COSON.